I've been repairing instruments for a little over 30 years now. When I started here 5 years ago, our output was about 5 instruments a week. Now we have 6 people and we're probably repairing close to 250 instruments a week. I'm working on a customer's accordion. Despite all the jokes about accordions, they're still pretty popular and they're very mechanical. This one got left in a car in the summer. There's only maybe 5 or 6 people in the country and Canada that repair free reed instruments like the accordion. Instruments that come in from Africa or the Middle East, I won't even know what they are, but I know how they work. I know what they're supposed to do just by drawing parallels with the instruments we do fix. And so we have fixed things and sent them back to, other countries without even knowing what they're called. One day I fixed an accordion, a set of bagpipes, and a banjo all in one day. I think that violates the Geneva Convention, but, but it was fun to do nevertheless.
The unbleached bone is pretty gnarly when you're sanding it. It has an almost indescribably awful Swedish smell. Hey James, yeah. Where does all that bone come from that we use?
It's water buffalo bone.
Oh, it's water buffalo bone. They're like really hard substance, so they give you a really good resonance. You can take away material, but you can't put it back. So if you cut too deep, you have to start all over again. And the first 10 to 12 ones that I made, I had to start all over again. A lot of cussing going on with that.
Probably one of my favorite things to work on would be these devices. There's like little internal batteries that will help store the memory. So over 10 years they would go bad and you would have to replace them and then reload the patches, and it's a pretty easy process, but if the battery itself is soldered into the board, then you got to take everything out and then desolder it and then reinstall it, but it's absolutely worth it. Something about the way these things were designed and made that have a particular sound to it that is just nostalgic. I don't know, I've always been, a musician just growing up, playing guitar and drums and stuff in bands. But as far as electronic music goes, just listening to records, Brian Eno's a pretty big influence.
This is a lute, and right now I'm kind of just taking off this bottom panel because we're going to trace this and create a new piece for the bottom. But I'm just kind of fixing it up. I'm going to be repairing a crack through the bottom of it. And then in a little bit, I'm going to be creating custom pegs for the top of it because some pegs are broken. Resurrecting the dead instruments it's really cool. And to be the first female in this department to do it is really awesome. It's definitely cool to think of like all of the hands that they've passed through, all the things that these instruments have seen. The little banjo-lele I was working on earlier is over 100 years old. Yeah. So when you get it right, it's like, yes, that feels good.
Needs a little work.
We've been able to kind of create a really awesome online store.
Most of my time has gone into developing that, and it's starting to run very smoothly.
I mean, it's kind of become this cool renaissance. Like the silver lining in it is everybody's just kind of been forced to create.
Lo and behold, people are home, bored out of their minds while they're under a stay-at-home order, and they want something to tinker with, a guitar to fix up, a guitar pedal, or a mixing board to work on. And so it's been really neat to see the response. It's been overwhelming. Cindy and I can't keep up with the packing.
I'm seeing people on my social media that have never been able to really represent themselves creatively, and they're like showing off pieces of art or showing off cool music that they've created. I've written several songs in the last 6 weeks on different instruments, and so it's really cool to see the creativity that's coming from this tragedy.
Best I could do with a mask on.
That was really good.
All right.